This used to be a nice area in the middle of the pine tree forest, as you can see. Many people even use this as the resort place to hide away from hectic Kiev city life. Some people had their estates outside the city here, but yeah, now they will have to recover for quite some time. Even for over a week after the retreat of the Russian troops, I still feel the smell of the burn of the smoke here in town while we were driving. Look at this beautiful part of Bucha with really expensive, nice houses. Yes, on the both sides, and there are victims of this brutality living in all of them. Everybody has different story. We'll speak to Lady Svetlana. Her husband disappeared, and there is another lady. We are waiting for her. She used to stay here during the entire occupation period. Those were all wealthy people living here who were not really ready for this brutality. There is a beautiful backyard, as you can see here, with all the facilities, and now Mrs. Svetlana has to use this kind of adjustment to cook water. Can you believe it?
Raya, tell us what happened when you were driving in the car. Was it like a human corridor, and then what happened and on the 5th of March?
Нас расстреляли. Расстреляли машину. Наташи, невестки моей, попали в голову, ее убили.
They were traveling with two cars. The first car was shot. Her Raya's daughter was there, and she were killed in the head. The car went down from the side of the road. There was written children. It didn't matter. And another car managed to escape. Her son with other two children was in the first car. So when they noticed that the second car was shot, he stopped and he ran back to the car. He took Mrs. Raya and helped her to get out of the car. There was also another child. So they had to like climb through the field to run away from there. The Russians were continuing shooting. They also took the woman who was driving, yes, the wife of her son, and they dragged her to another house across the field, which was a two-story field.
But she was dead already, yeah?
She was still alive in the car, but when they found the shelter in that house, she died there. So Raisa and her family were driving through this road from Bucha all south to the Kiev highway, and the Russians were on the opposite side. They shoot the car. There you see the car. It went to the left. Her family then were able somehow to go through this field, you see, and eventually there is the house where they found shelter. It's hard to imagine what people were living through this very terrible second when the situation was happening and how they were fighting for their life. But standing here makes us understand the entire situation, what was happening there. So they were hiding for 5 days in this another house. And eventually when Russians came, they found them in the basement of that another house. They started to break into, but her son told, like, don't break in, I will open the door. He opened the door. So they came inside. They didn't touch anybody. They took their phones. They gave them 5 liters of bottle, like the same bottle of water, and told, stay here. Don't make troubles to us, and we're not gonna make troubles to you.
Okay.
And then one Russian soldier, he was very young, he told that there's going to be a green corridor, you will be able to evacuate. So the green corridor was active for 2 days. On the first day, one of the neighbors from that smaller village not far from here, he took Mrs. Raya to the hospital.
Okay.
And the boys and the son spent another night in the basement, and they left the town on the second day. They didn't accept her in the hospital because she told we have much more severe cases. So please, if you are fine, you have to find a place to go. So then the husband of Svetlana took Mrs. Raya here and that's where they spent the entire occupation period.
Okay.
So they asked for permission from the Russians, and they had to bury Natalia in the yard of that building where they used to hide.
Без ничего просто положили. Он там был.
Her son is in Kiev now, trying to get the permission to rebury Natalia.
Okay.
Это
Can we
тоже
give
так.
her a right to go there and bring her back to the house where
Зараз я
she's
вам-
buried?
We will get the address from
No, but it's
Svetlana.
important she comes with us. I'm asking you if we can take her.
Okay. Unfortunately, Mrs. Rasa cannot go. She doesn't feel ready
Yeah.
to do this.
We'll
But
get the
Svetlana
address.
will get us the address and explain everything,
Зараз
how
я
how
знайду адресу.
how you find it.
Yeah.
Now we are going to see the site where the car was shot, in which Raya was traveling. Svetlana is going to show us the exact place, also with the house where they were hiding. And when we asked, like, did they expect that Russian forces can approach Bucha, they told that they were even inviting people from Kiev for a shelter to have here, because they expected this place to be much safer than the Kiev itself. However, unfortunately, as you know, guys, it appeared to be the opposite. She hopes that the husband will come back home, but he is still not here. There is the street. It's blocked, as you can see, so we'll have to go over that piece of the road over there, the same as this car is doing. So from that road along the field, Raya and her son and grandchildren were going down to this building, and this is where they stayed for 5 days hiding. See, it's a beautiful mansion, also destroyed. Let's see the place. Natalia Samoylenko, born in 9th of September 91st, and died 5th of March 22nd. This is the place where she were buried by her own family and husband, and they were hiding in the basement of this building. The body recently was taken out from here for the investigation, and yeah, soon they will be buried in a proper way. Just look at this. It's a really nice estate with the outside kitchen, 3-story building, beautiful place that has terrible memories. Here on the main of the yard we have found this case, which is probably like different military equipment was inside, but at the moment you see there is different pickles, and the result, you can see how messy is it. Yeah, this is the result when Russian soldiers were staying here. So this is the mess they left behind. They were eating here, using all the equipment of people. I'm not sure what bandura is doing here. Bandura, this is the traditional Ukrainian musical instrument. Maybe they were playing, and you see this picture is going almost falling down. So they really were not behaving properly, yes, just creating the entire mess around. Just digging, changing, turning everything. Here is direct evidence of their presence. It's written Russian army for individual eating, consuming, not for sale. So this is direct evidence of their presence here. That's the liberators, how they call them. This is what they're leaving behind. And this is the story of almost every estate, every private house and apartment in the surrounding area where the occupation was. And they knew that the family was hiding in this house, so they were shooting with some heavy armor here. So this is the road where their car was shot, and then they were running away from that side here. That's how they got into this house and found the shelter here for 5 days.
What about your thoughts now about this crazy war? What she feels about
Не
Russians,
хочется
etc.
больше войны, не хочется этого ужаса.
I don't want a war anymore. We didn't ask them to come. They still arrived. They brought all these terrible things, this mess to us. I want peace.